Behind me is the entrance to one of the largest distribution centres here in Beijing. They can handle 800,000 customer orders per day. They not only have this one, they have way more in Beijing, and in the whole of China there is more than 1,000 of these distribution centres. We're going to go inside and have a look around, so stick around. JD.com is one of the largest e-commerce companies in China, and they are absolutely massive. You know, if you think some, you know, worldwide Amazon is big, then JD are probably a similar size, if not bigger. And they're a bit unique that they not only control the sales of the stuff, but they also control their own logistics networks. And we're here at one of their most advanced logistics centres here in Beijing, and we're going to have a look around. And you know, just this exhibition hall we're in, we've been watching some video on the screen. It looks very, very impressive. Another of JD's sort of USPs, unique points, is that their speed of delivery. Because I mentioned earlier, they control their own logistics network. Many instances, they will get you stuff. If you order it in the morning, it will be there with you in the afternoon. We actually use JD a lot. You know, we use a lot of like SSD drives, SD cards, hard drives. And most of them I'll order. If I order them before like 11 in the morning, they'll be delivered by about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Shenzhen. They have a lot of like local distribution warehouses, but as I say, this one is in Beijing, and we're going to go and have a look.
And how is one of the ways they can do that in China? Because they build in like complexes rather than just spread out everywhere, don't they? So
yeah, so like in China, you'll have sort of people they're mainly high-rise complexes. So you'll have a small area, maybe a square kilometre, and maybe like 2,000, 3,000 families in that area. So when somebody comes to deliver, he might be delivering orders for 10 other people at the same time. So, you know, literally these couriers on little e-bikes are zipping backwards and forwards between sort of distribution centres and areas where they deliver all the time. You know, they're backwards and forwards, which is unlike the West, like the UK, where you'll get a guy and he'll leave in his van on the morning, do his round and drive back in the evening. Literally here, that guy on the e-bike can be backwards and forwards like 6 or 8 times a day to the distribution centre.
Yeah, and they spend minimal time driving because everything's so close. You know.
Like every complex has like a set of lockers, and they put your parcel in those lockers, they send the code to your phone, boom, you've got your goods, man. It's so convenient, and literally there's no extra delivery costs on most of the stuff. So literally you can order a packet of salt that costs you about 50 pence and it'll be delivered free of charge, right up to a massive like 70-inch TV, you know, it's like anything and everything. So behind me you can see they're processing orders, and they have the ability at this distribution centre to process 800,000 customer orders per day. Not only do they serve customers from this facility, they also feed some of their other distribution warehouses, some of their smaller ones. And in total throughout China they have over 1,000 distribution centres.
This place really reminds me of a game I used to play when I was younger called Rock and Bock. It was an American game, and you have basically a miniature setup of this where you're moving parcels around and creating a logistics network just like as a toy. And it's like a real life situation, a real life version of that, so it's pretty cool to see.
So this is the part of the warehouse which we're at, which is packing. But where they do the picking, they use all these like low profile robots which move the shelves around. Sadly, we're not actually going to see that part of the warehouse, but they have these kind of low profile robots that go underneath the shelves, pick the shelves up and take the shelves to the people who are doing the picking. So they don't have to walk to the shelves come to them. literally, JD sell everything. You can go onto JD, you can buy food, you can buy electronics, you can buy alcohol, you can buy furniture, anything. And 90+% of the orders will be delivered in 24 hours, but a large portion of those orders get delivered the same day. It's just totally different to the West, where you'll have to wait in like all day. You can literally, when you order food, you can pick a 30-minute time slot to get stuff delivered. It's just so convenient.
And the other thing is about the payment system, isn't it? It's super easy to order stuff.
I mean, you end up buying stuff you don't always really want because it's so easy just to order it, bam, use your WeChat, done, sorted. So also in China, there's a big sort of movement, there's a big sort of project going on to use drones to deliver. And they've been trialing this where they set up like a landing area in various complexes, and that drone will like deliver like parcels. I think they can carry about 10 kilos payload, something like that. And they will deliver parcels, and this will make it even more fast and efficient. Sadly, it will do people out of jobs, but I guess sometimes you have to move with technology and keep progressing. I'm sure there'll be other jobs created.
You can imagine a world in the future where they've got like outside of every apartment window, there's like a little landing area with a QR code, and you can just order your food and bam, it's there outside your window. It seems like it's not a thing, but in the future, probably quite in the near future, it's probably going to start happening.
That will happen, yeah.
It'd be interesting though to see how they deal with security in this sense, because people could, like, if there's expensive packages, people could shoot them down, or these kinds of things. So it'd be
they
interesting.
have to consider all of that, don't they?
It'd be interesting to see how they deal with that.
Yeah, China are really, really pushing ahead. I mean, e-commerce in China has really, you know, it's had a massive boost even after coronavirus. You know, a lot of people during the pandemic started to order online who weren't ordering online before, and they've continued to do that. So it must be a lot harder for kind of bricks and mortar stores. However, in China, they seem to kind of live side by side. You know, you go to brick and mortar stores and they're always busy. But something I've noticed actually in a lot of shopping centres in China is that they have a much higher percentage of restaurants in them than in the West. Because Chinese like to eat out, don't they? I mean, you go like out on a Friday or a Saturday night, you can literally wait 2 or 3 hours to get into some of the best restaurants because they're absolutely rammed. And you might have a shopping centre, literally the top 2 floors out of 4 floors will be just restaurants. And that's something that's kind of different to the West, because there's not that many restaurants in Western shopping centres generally.
It's so bloody expensive to eat out.
Yeah, well that's another thing, you know, in China you can literally, if you got a middle class kind of job where your income's fairly decent, you can literally eat out all the time almost.
So there you have it, there is JD.com, that's China's Amazon. Hopefully you did learn something from this video. If you did, make sure you drop a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next one. For now, take care.